Have you ever, in your life, seen tight ends this relaxed?
I am so relaxed.
They're carefree.
Such a good payoff.
Serene.
Such a great ad.
So good.
Just highly entertaining. Highly entertaining. That ad from Novartis here on the Super Bowl. And we are talking about our favorite ads with some of the experts from Rise and Shine and Partners, which is an ad and marketing firm here in the Twin Cities. GINA NACEY is the partner and director of creative strategy, and Grant Smith is creative director and copywriter. And I know that the two of them had a group chat that was blowing up last night, so we thought we'd bring the group chat to life here on the radio show today. GINA and Grant, nice to see you both.
Great to be here.
Awesome to be here.
All right, let's talk about the tight end ad, because that was one of the few that I actually saw ahead of time. As always, we see all these ads before, so there are limited surprises. But I I went on the no spoiler approach and wasn't watching them. That one for me had the payoff of humor, but also very directly focused on what the mission was of that product. So to me, that was a win. What did you think, GINA?
100% agree. Like in our industry, we'll always, kind of talk about how on brief it was. Like you have a business assignment and an objective to accomplish, and it was really clear what they were trying to achieve, and they did it with humor, and the music was memorable, the scenes were memorable, and the takeaway was just easy to remember, which is ultimately the goal.
We're all Enya fans here. We're all of a certain age.
Yes, we are.
I do think the ads were certainly targeted to the 45 to 55-year-old demographic, Grant. It certainly felt like it was a nostalgia time for us.
Well, you're not wrong, especially if you're talking about colon screening. Then you're naturally gearing yourself towards that demographic, right? I mean, they knew they knew the assignment, right? They did it. They brought a disruptive song into the middle of a Super Bowl party. Who plays Enya during a Super Bowl party? And then shows you a bunch of the best tight ends that you've ever enjoyed watching, and puts them in a brand new context. Just a delight. And from a pharma company of all.
How about
things.
that? Yes.
Yeah, right?
Not known for the risk taking and all of that. So pretty good. I think that was a good ad. GINA, when you look at the themes, what jumps out to you?
Well, I think clearly there was this just mass amount of AI companies and AI product. And so this idea of future and the future of tech and how we're using it, but a lot of it got really lost. I think on the converse side of things, nostalgia was the other thing. I mean, you mentioned it with Enya. And so it's this, it really makes a lot of sense. All the nostalgia that we heard in the music, that we saw in the actors, the throw of styles with the karaoke style spot, and then of course the good Duncan, or oh my goodness, the Duncan spot with all of the throwback days. But we all crave nostalgia in times of uncertainty, so we want comfort. So it really made sense in terms of why it showed up in the way it did. But the two spectrum, I thought was a really interesting thing to watch.
That's GINA NACEY, Grant Smith with Rise and Shine and Partners. Grant, did you have a favorite ad for you that really stood out?
I had so many favorites. Like this Super Bowl was rich in comedy, which is I've got a great love of. So there was a lot of fun to be had, right? I mean, I really enjoyed the Hellman spot with Andy Samberg. Where he was Meal Diamond. There was some really fun ones.
You like that one? I thought that was disgusting. Like the squirting. Really? That for me was ugh, no, I didn't like it.
It stuck in my head. Maybe it's because I'm a Neil Diamond fan, but it really stuck in my head. One of the things we try to do as advertisers is we try to make things stick in your head. And it might be a little disruptive the way that we do it. Like having Andy Samberg there, or the the manscaping clumps of hair that were singing and talking, like or the toilets for liquid IV.
Liquid IV, yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And all of these things are enormous, or may not be the most popular thing you want to remember, but you do.
Yeah.
And that can be really effective.
That's Grant Smith along with GINA NACEY. GINA, your favorite ad that you saw was?
Oh my goodness. I think it's kind of a tie between the Google Gemini new home spot. Like that was, it just kind of gave me all the feels.
Let's play a little clip of that so we can refresh people's memory. A lot of tech. You can see who has the money in our economy right now. It's certainly the tech and the AI companies. Because these ads...
That's my room?
Yeah, it's next to mine. And watch.
Wow. Can it be blue?
Yeah.
And Charlie's bed can go right there?
Here?
Yeah. Cool.
And look, here's the yard.
Oh, we could have a trampoline.
So this was... It was sweet, it was tender, and it also, like, you sort of understood. You're like, I get it. I know what this ad is about, right?
Yeah, Google does a great job in humanizing the technology and at the same time showing you really real world applications of it. But man, that little voice and then the way they're showing how his new home is going to be familiar, I thought was a really interesting parallel with like how the technology, like it's all new, but we can use it to do familiar things to kind of better our lives.
I got to ask you guys about all the AI ads because we had 6 people at our Super Bowl little party. And so it was small enough that you could really watch all of the commercials. You didn't have to shut everybody up to pay attention. And I feel like most of the AI spots it was like too early for people to understand what the bit was or what the joke was. So even though like I'm a chronically online sort of nerd and I understood this stuff, the crowd I was with did not get it, Grant. It was like it was money that was wasted on them for sure.
Absolutely. Well, they might not have been the audience for it, right? Like you were, and you got it. And the people who got it big. So there's been a lot of talk about whether about these AI ads and whether they were really effective. For me and you and many people who are working with AI and who recognize the problems that could come with ChatGPT, for example, installing advertising, and how's that gonna work? How's that gonna turn up in our results or the questions that we ask when we're looking for information? It's a really great communication to undermine some of that supremacy that ChatGPT has.
GINA, did you like the AI ads, or do you agree with Grant, or where are you on this? You look a little more skeptical.
I just thought about like the general consumer, to Grant's point of like know your audience, and like how many AI companies were broadcasting this to the entirety of the world.
I mean,
Seemed to make me a little off.
15 of the 66 spots, about a quarter of the Super Bowl ads had AI in it. OpenAI, Anthropic, Base 44, GenSpark. There was a vodka brand that used AI to make an ad. It was a lot. And I'm like, I'm intrigued by AI. Did I just give my credit card to AI dot whatever that website that I went and reserved my name on last night? I mean, I don't know.
Well, I mean, at least that one was effective then, because I feel like the bulk of people, including myself, I couldn't remember which ad was from whom, really. The only one I remembered was the Gemini because it was so human.
I like the Lay's potato chip. Although I feel like I was alone in my group. Everybody was like, this is sweet, but it doesn't make me want to buy potato chips, which I thought was sort of interesting because the story of like the dad handing down his potato farm to the daughter, to me, it got me right in the feels. Yeah. But also like there is a disconnect between buying a bag of potato chips and thinking about it as a farmed product. So I think that was, I don't know, Grant, that was sort of the problem for me.
It really solidified Lay's place as a producer of something from the farms of America. And it creates this really good feeling. When you see Lay's on the shelf, you don't necessarily have like an amazingly good feeling. And they were trying to install more of a positive image to what Lay's product is.
It's kind of interesting. Did it work for you, Gina?
Yeah, I liked that one. I'm a sucker for some heartstrings, but I also thought that it was smart of them to like cue in on that like farm to chip bag idea where younger consumers really care more about where their food comes from. And so I thought that played well into that.
Interesting. Really good. Gina and Grant, this was really fun. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. That was really good.
Loved it. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thanks, Jason.
Gina Nacey, Grant Smith from Rise and Shine and Partners with a little bit of analysis of the Super Bowl ads. Your texts are coming in. Keep them coming. 651-461-9226. Drive Time back in a minute here on CCO.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
All right, this is not a Super Bowl worthy ad, but I do think this is an important ad for you to listen to. It's Jason here. Talking insurance. We didn't see any insurance ads. Used to be like that was all you'd see on football and on Super Bowl. The Canopy Group, all they can afford is me because they're saving the money and spending it on making sure you have the best coverage at the best price. There have been some good developments when it comes to the price of insurance. And I want to make sure that you are taking advantage of it, which is why you should get to thecanopygroup.com. Auto insurance rates are finally starting to come down in Minnesota. They've been up and up and up, and home insurance rates have been a real hassle. The Canopy Group gives you peace of mind. They have 50 professionals, 16 reputable insurance companies at their disposal, not just one agent with one company. So when you call 800-967-3389, you get all of that access. So they make sure you get the best coverage at the best price. When I called the Canopy Group, they saved me and my family more than $800 that first year. And then they run your scenario year after year after year. Pretty good stuff. The savings by not buying a big game ad, they'll pass it on to you. Get to thecanopygroup.com. You can get a quote online or make that call. 800-967-3389.